What's up, everybody? Got Paul here with Bass and Brews podcast. If you're going to listen for the next hour to 6 hours of this podcast, thank you. We appreciate it. I hope you're having a good time and what you're doing right now. We got a great show lined up for you. Alex ain't back yet, unfortunately. So y'all got to listen to my ass be in charge. But I brought a guest co-host on that can hopefully keep me in line almost as good as Cupcake Coley. And that's Tiffany, TXBASSBABE on Instagram. How you doing, Tiffany?
Hey, Paul. I'm doing all right. And you got like a normal name today. It's not even something cute.
Well, I had a really, really, really good name, but I was running a little bit late tonight.
A little disappointed.
And I signed on, and you were already on, and then you were having audio problems, and I had to help you fix that because apparently you're a 65-year-old Gen something or another that can't run their audio, and I forgot my good name. So now I'm just Paul Hills tonight.
All right.
See, Alex and Cupcake would have come back with some bullshit right there. Oh, damn it. I cussed before 2 minutes. Anyway.
I was about to say we didn't even make 2 minutes.
It's okay. Look, it's okay. I'm willing to give up the 0.003.25% of a penny that we're going to make off of this tonight. I'm willing to give that up tonight for y'all.
Swamp Rat's going to be so disappointed in us.
It's okay. It's okay. He's going to be very disappointed if he listens to every episode since he's been gone. Tonight, our guest is Christian Big Easy Bassin from right outside Darlings, Louisiana. But for some reason, he don't got the draw that I was. I hope we were going to have to not be able to understand anything he said tonight. But apparently what he said, those accents on TV are fake. And I'm really disappointed now.
It's true. Like, I have a New Orleans accent. But if you go west of New Orleans to, like, the Thibodeau, Houma area, you might find some real Cajuns. But there's not too many Cajuns in New Orleans.
So when you drink heavily, does your accent become heavier?
Yeah. Oh, it gets. We have an area of the city called the 9th Ward, and that turns into Ward and shit like that. So it gets way worse. I'm trying to be good with it tonight, so people can actually understand me. But the Cajun shit, that's not New Orleans.
Christian ain't a nary fucker understood a word I said on this podcast since episode 9 when I came on. So don't worry about what they hear. Just worry about
that shit.
Just worry about what they think they heard. Hey, what's interesting though, we do have 3 true Southerners tonight.
Is that
we got the South covered pretty well.
Look, we got the Southeast, we got the dirty South, and we got the West South. I mean, we got our Southerners covered tonight. All of our New Jersey fans and all, probably none of them are going to understand much of what we say. So, Tiffany, you're in charge. You're in charge of
translation.
If you don't understand it, you got to translate it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. What y'all drinking tonight? What you got there? Let's start with a guest. Big Easy. What you got, Hoss?
Well, I already had my 2 Red Bulls and vodka. But now I'm drinking just a regular old Miller Lite. I'm easy like that.
So now you done fucked up because we all pop them open together. We're a family here. So you're gonna have to go get another one to crack open.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding.
What just happened?
No, you're fine. Paul's just giving you a hard time.
No, I think are you frozen or am I frozen?
Nobody's frozen.
It sounded like we were frozen on his end. Hey, can you hear us? Christian.
I lost my sound.
Oh, shit. What the hell? Take your earphones out. You got both of them in or just one?
Well, he can't hear you.
Fuck.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Maybe they went out of battery. Well, while he's messing with that, we'll say what we're drinking.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got there, House?
I got me some Four Roses tonight because
I'm so fucking jealous right now.
And it's a single barrel, if you can see. Oh, look at that. Good stuff.
All right, Frankie. Other way.
Other way. All right, what are you drinking, Paul?
Of course, tonight, Paul Hills is powered by White Claw Surge Cranberry. It's got 8 alcohols in it per can of 16 ounces, and it is delicious. Christian, can you hear us? He can't hear us. We're going to have... Now he's got to be able to learn Southern Sign Language. Because...
Oh, I heard something. Christian?
Write something down. I can't fucking hear y'all.
I have a notepad.
No, look. Y'all know damn Paul Roberts showed up with his whiteboard.
Well, I've got a legal pad because I'm a lawyer.
I got my whiteboard, girl.
All right.
Did that work?
We can
I hear you. Can you hear us? Christian. Earth the Christian. Sign off and sign back in. I like that I read it to him, even though I can't hear it.
Well,
and I haven't even drank anything yet.
Well, let's think about the people that you have to deal with on a daily basis. I'm sure you're having to explain shit like that to them in numerous different.
I have kind of sophisticated clients, actually.
Oh, so you're not in the low end of construction law. You up with the smart people.
I'm up with the smart people. I mainly represent government entities. Is primarily what I do.
I got you. I'm jealous of what you're drinking tonight because Four Roses, all of the Four Roses, they are so delicious.
They're really good. The single barrel is really, really good. A couple years ago, a friend of mine bought it for me for my birthday, and I kind of got hooked then.
Big Easy, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Christian?
Yeah, but y'all sound all weird.
All right, no. Give it a second. Give it a second. Let it catch up.
All right.
How about now?
Y'all still sound like Darth Vader. Again? All right.
Yep.
Well, he may. Oh. I wonder if he needs to just like disconnect his Bluetooth and reconnect it.
He might have to ditch the headphones. So sometimes headphones come in handy. If you're getting a lot of background noise when somebody's talking, the headphones can clear that, but sometimes the earphones mess it up. So can you hear me?
My sound's still all messed up.
Or your headphones.
Turn your headphones off and just use the computer speakers. Like disconnect the Bluetooth. See if that works.
How's that?
Oh, I can hear you fine.
You.
All right.
We've officially lost the entire audience at this point.
Check. Don't y'all go nowhere. This is going to be a good-ass show. Y'all can fast forward.
We are representing
y'all still sound all weird.
Some hoodlums here. We sound weird still?
Hold on. Let me try and come back again.
It was so good, though. We did a sound check before, and everything was working great.
Yep. Fail.
Well, this is what happens with live shows, y'all. So Tiffany.
Yes, sir.
Tell us in a quick version while we deal with that about your last. We're gonna give him a second to let it load.
My last tournament.
Just your last tournament from an emotional standpoint. Tell us, because we have to deal with that a lot as anglers. Some things we can't control, and you had a lot of stuff that you couldn't control.
Yeah, so at my last tournament, so for those viewers who don't know, I fish in the Bass Fishing League, the Phoenix Bass Fishing League for MLF. And I fished the Cowboy division. I had a tournament not last weekend, but the weekend before at Toledo Bend. And my boater, his trolling motor, it went out. It wasn't completely out. It would still turn right, but he had to manually turn it left. And that happened at 8 a.m. in the morning. And he let me fish for about an hour, and then he decided that he was just done. And so, which meant my day was done. And it was pretty hard for me. In this postseason, I've trained pretty hard to compete in these tournaments. And he's not. Oh, is he in the waiting room?
Yeah, you can't see him. I can.
And so I've trained really hard. I want to compete in these tournaments. I'm not fishing them for fun. I'm fishing them to actually compete. And so to quit at 9 a.m. when we had a 4:30 weigh-in was really challenging for me. Just me in general, as a human being, I'm a highly competitive person. Like, it's just my nature. And so to not fish until, those final moments was pretty rough. Yeah, I know, Paul, you were saying you saw my video that I posted driving back home. And yeah, it's tough, but that's part of tournament fishing. And it was nice to hear back from people, because there was a lot of people who had been through similar situations as co-anglers or as boaters. Their day ended before it ever started sometimes. And so those are things that, as a tournament angler, you have to overcome, and you have to have the right mindset going into the next tournament, and kind of take those licks and kind of move on from it, which isn't always easy to do. And so for myself personally, I give myself a 24-hour rule. Give myself 24 hours to be pissed off, to mope, to cry, to do whatever it is I need to do to get over it. And then after that, it's gone. After that, it's lessons learned. Take your giveaway, or get your takeaways from it and move on from it. So yeah, my next tournament coming up at Sam Rayburn at the end of next month. So hopefully I'll get a better draw.
Yeah. And so there's two things there. One, you can only control what you can control. And so the non-controllables, they might suck, they might ruin your day and all that, but there's nothing that you can do about it. And I like your rule, the 24-hour rule, like setting a time frame in which you sulk.
Yeah.
And you walk in the South, we call it wallowing in your misery.
Yeah.
You waller in your sadness and your whatever, but then you get rid of it. And that's what I think a lot of people have a hard time doing. Secondly, be empathetic and understand that the boater you are with just had a $3,000 piece of equipment go out.
Sure.
And he's maybe been down there fishing for 2 or 3 days. And, he's got a lot of money invested into that time. So there's two things on that. As a non-boater, be empathetic of your boater, because it's not like he wanted that shit to happen to go home. But then on the other side, you have to be able to let it go as soon as you can let it go. And
I think what's hard for me is, had I been a boater in that situation, I would have made a different call. I would have made a different decision, and I wouldn't have got off the water at 9 a.m. Like, there's a lot of types of fishing that you can do without using a trolling motor. And his trolling motor still worked. He just had to manually turn it left.
Yeah.
So we could have anchored down, we could have drift fished, we could have done a lot of different things to at least try. And that was what was frustrating for me. I mean, it's his call at the end of the day. He's the boater, I'm not. It's not my equipment, it's not my boat, it's not my trolling motor that broke. I don't have to pay for it. And maybe he was just pissed off. I don't know. But it is hard when you are there to compete to not even get the opportunity to really compete. And I mean, I drove 5 hours to get to that tournament, and I drove through an ice storm to get to that tournament.
we were talking about your upcoming tournaments and how far most of them are away. So you also have a lot of money invested and a lot of emotion and all that. But that's fishing. Ship breaks. Sometimes you can't finish a tournament. That's fishing. It's how you come back, and that's what we go. So it sounds like we got Christian back.
Yay.
Yes. Yay.
Welcome, Christian.
I hope that was comical with me trying to figure out what was going on just now. I saw y'all laughing, but I couldn't hear what the fuck y'all were saying.
Hey, buddy. Well, don't worry, because as I told you before we went live, this shit ain't edited. So all the audio, all the video of me writing on my whiteboard to you like you're my 5-year-old son with ADHD, all that shit is for the world to see. All 10s of 20s of our listeners are going to see that.
That's what I'm talking about, because I know that I was fucking tripping out over here.
I don't even remember where we were. So I think we cracked open beers.
I think I missed that part, but I just cracked another one. So
yeah. So Christian, tell us your story, your fishing story. Being from Louisiana, I'm sure you came out the womb with a fishing pole and a bang stick and guns in your hand and all that. But tell us your fishing journey that got you to where we are right now.
All right, I grew up. My dad's a big fisherman. He does the inshore thing, speckled trout, redfish, that type of stuff. And he's always been big on using plastics. So he likes to throw a popping cork with a plastic underneath. So that's how I grew up fishing. My ex-wife and I lived in an apartment complex, and I got bored one day waiting to start a new job. And we had a little pond, and I went and bought a pack of worms and used one of my spinning rods and caught a couple bass in the pond. And I've been hooked on bass fishing for the past 8 years. And I'm just really, really getting into it now. I started fishing tournaments this year a little bit more. Got my boat going.
Are you fishing local tournaments?
Yeah, I'm staying local this year. Hopefully next year I'll move up and start trying to fish maybe some opens and some BFLs if I can. Depends on how my boat's running and everything like that. I got an older boat, but
so you're in a motor powered boat. That's how you fish. Any kayak fishing or any self propelled or small boat stuff?
I've been kayak fishing twice, and both times it was pretty miserable for me because I was in a little shitty kayak, and I'm a relatively large guy. But I'd like to try it again in a better kayak, I suppose. But yeah, I like the boat. I like having a trolling motor and standing up, and I know you can stand up in a kayak, but I like being able to go 50 miles an hour too.
It is a good feeling.
You're only going as slow as you think you are. That's what I tell people all the time too. That's why I wear Crocs out. It doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees outside or 20 or 80. I wear Crocs, no socks, fishing all the time. And oh my God, how? And I step in the water to launch my kayak. I'm ankle deep in the water launching my kayak like this in the wintertime. It's gonna be 28 degrees this Saturday. I'm gonna do it. People, I'm like, Bo, it's only as cold as you think it is.
Do you got gators where you are, Paul?
No, not where are we. Just a little too far north and west. But I have been places where we have alligators, and I do it. Oh shit! Did we lose Christian again?
Nope.
No, he's here.
Okay, jeez.
I had to turn my damn phone to vibrate now because I got
okay.
You were on with Damien from Stretching Lines last week, right? Or the week before?
The week before, yeah.
Their group chat, the group chat for Stretching Lines is going fucking crazy right now.
So you're one of their pro staff?
Yeah.
Stretching Lines, right?
Yeah. Damien makes some good shit, man. I hope he said he was gonna send you some stick worms.
Yeah,
Yay.
me and Damien have been talking. So
I want stickworms.
we got
Those
some
things are the
something
shit.
going on. Hey, Damien, do you hear that? Tiffany needs some shit for you for to catch some fish so you can sell some more shit.
I'll do a stick bait
you,
review on it.
Yeah, there we go. I ain't doing no stick bait review. If I catch a fish with it, I'll dangle it and say, "Hey, this is stretching lines," but you ain't gonna see me doing too many.
Hey, last year
reviews.
I was doing a stick bait review with those third eye.
Mm-hmm.
You seen those third eye sticks? And I caught a 5.8 on it.
No
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Look, it's hard to beat the stick bait. I'm telling you, that thing, and for me, that post spawn time, I wear them out. I power fish it. I weight it with I weight it in the head and power fish it.
I hate that shit, but I throw it anyway.
That's my favorite way to fish, Texas rig.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, see, I don't. I'll Texas rig stuff if I need to. Like if I can't, but I can get away with wacky rigging it, and then if I can't wacky rig it, but I Nico rig it. I weight the head, so it's a Nico rig. And then if I get around a lay down or if I want to fish a brush pile, I'll take that Nico rig off and I'll chicken rig it. So then it's kind of that weightless, wacky style, stick bait style. And I'll fish it that way, but I power fish at Nico. I throw it, I can cover a lot of water. I get 10 or so feet off the bank. I throw it to the bank. I lift it once. I lift it twice. And if there ain't no fish on there, I reel it in and throw it again. I fish the hell out of power
during
fishing.
tournaments, I fish a Texas rig pretty fast. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of casts and a lot of little twitch. Give it a second, no hits, reel it in. So I do it on a pretty fast reel.
I flip like that, but I like to. It's hard to put down a wanda bait, anything. I like it. I throw chatterbaits probably 90% of the time.
But hey, you're in chatterbait territory, House.
Oh,
it's Tiffany both are in chatterbait territory.
I'm in 3 to 5 foot of water 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean, I'm usually going down a channel in the middle of grass mats on both sides and then marsh grass. So it's pretty. They hit chatterbaits, rattle traps, spinner baits, anything like that. They hit them year round.
Hey, quick question, off topic. Do you know the Duck Dynasty guys?
No, I've met them at like events before.
Shows and shit.
But I don't fucking know them. I've seen them.
How about any of the swamp people?
The who?
The swamp people.
I actually did a little travel work with a local construction company, and I worked with one of the guys who was on there for like 2 seasons.
Nice.
They own a gator farm in I think it's Ponchatoula or something like that, Ponchatoula, Louisiana. And that's like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
I mean, being from Louisiana, I'm sure you got to get those 2 questions anytime you go outside the state of Louisiana.
You think everybody in Louisiana knows each other?
Well, I mean, hell, I'm from the Carolinas. I expect everybody I meet from North or South Carolina to know to anybody else I know.
And maybe it's because I'm from Texas, and Texas is big.
Well, damn, Texas don't talk to people from other parts of Texas. Like y'all all kinds of segregated from each other.
No, that is absolutely not true. Number one, Texas is the most united state in the United States because Texans, we are Texans first.
Yes. But y'all 100%. Also a big
It doesn't matter
state.
If you're from Dallas. It doesn't matter if you're from Houston, San Antonio, Austin. Well, it's a little different, but I've lived all over Texas.
Yeah, but Texas is a big ass state. When you get Louisiana and the Carolinas, we way smaller than y'all are.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a small town, so I grew up knowing everybody and everybody else knowing everybody. And so my goal is to, when I go somewhere, is to meet everybody.
I see. See, I grew up in San Antonio, so I grew up in a city.
Yeah, I grew up in New Orleans. New Orleans is huge.
Yeah.
My town has 700 people in it, and only about 200 actually lived in the town limits. We had to claim we had to claim a little bit of
claim the unincorporated areas.
That's right. Yeah, McBee, South Carolina.
Well, New Orleans
is little C, big
is
B, E, E.
But you got like New Orleans, and then you got Metairie, River Ridge, where I live, and they're all suburbs. But it's not like suburbs when you think about Texas suburbs. They're like right next.
It ain't the Dallas suburbs.
No, they're like right next to each other. It's not like driving 20 minutes to get somewhere, but it's like right there.
So in those areas, then, and you talk about you brought up the word suburbs. And we hear about New Orleans, and we know about the cuisine, some of the finest cuisine in the world, and the crawfish and the gators and this and that.
Yeah.
What was your fishing like growing up? Were you coastal? And I know your dad said that he did a lot of, intercoastal fishing, marsh fishing, but were you fishing local ponds? Were you fishing big lakes? Like, what was your childhood and early adulthood fishing?
We'd go launch in Delacroix, Louisiana, which is down the road a little ways towards the mouth of the river. I did that from the time I was old enough to get on the boat till I was probably 21 or so. And I actually guided for a little while, doing the inshore thing. And, that's just the way we fished. I could run from Delacroix all the way to the mouth of the river if I had to, chasing speckled trout. That's usually what we did. I was big on speckled trout. My dad's big on speckled trout. That's what we like to go at. Then we like to catch them on plastics. So bass fishing kind of came naturally to me because it's so much of an artificial game. A lot of guys down here buy, 100, 200 live shrimp, especially the guides, because they take a lot of out-of-towners fishing, and they just buy live shrimp, throw a cork out there, basically like a bobber with a worm on it. You sits out there, you wait for the cork to go down, and you set the hook.
So it's a cork with scrimps instead of worms.
Yeah, and I
and bigger fish.
Yeah,
tastier fish too.
Oh, a speckled trout's the most delicious thing ever.
So, do you fish a lot of brackish water now that you've gotten into bass fishing?
That's pretty much all I fish. Even the tournaments that I go to, I run into redfish all the time when I'm bass fishing. I even catch some speckled trout every now and then. I caught a speckled trout on a chatterbait not that long ago, which is crazy as shit.
I have a good friend from Louisiana, and he's always telling me about how they go out and catch redfish on popping frogs. Yeah, and I'm just like, that's got to be the biggest rush.
I'm bass fishing. I hate redfish because if I'm throwing a spinnerbait or a chatterbait, they fucking destroy it.
Yeah, and then you gotta
and there goes $17 when you're throwing a jackhammer.
Oh man.
Ooh! I remember. There's a guy fishing on the Elite Series. Pretty sure he's on. His name's Mama. Ike Anelli calls him Mama Said.
Oh, what?
Cliff. What's his name?
Cliff
Crochet.
Cliff Crochet.
Cajun baby.
He's
Cast King.
He switched over, didn't he?
Is he MLF now?
He's MLF.
Yeah, he's been fishing MLF lately.
Damn, he fishes MLF. He's actually one of the Cast King pro anglers.
Yeah, he's got a badass Cast King rod that I want to try. That's Sporally.
Yes, he does.
But
I want to do the
Ike
shit.
Yeah, but Ike and the Ike Live crew call him Mama Said.
Yeah. He's from Western New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's where the Cajuns are from. He's from Pierre Port or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
That's definitely not an act.
No, that's how he talks.
All right.
I've met him before at the sportsman show and shit. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, they love that. Well, they love that guy. So, all right, on the fish, have you listened to Paddler's Playbook?
No.
Okay, they're Texas folks, but they do a lot of redfish trout, all that inshore stuff. That's what they built their podcast off of. I had them on 3 or 4 episodes ago, but they also do a lot. They do some bass fishing, and one of the guys now is going into some bass fishing. And it'd be a good podcast for you to listen to because they're in your area, and y'all have a lot of similarities. You're bass fishing, you're doing the inshore fishing, so there's a lot of similarities there. And you probably aren't too far away. Well, I mean, they might be. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but anyway,
if they're doing inshore shit, they got to be right there around like
Galveston, Houston, Galveston.
Yeah, I think they're Houston. I think they're Houston. But check out the Paddler's Playbook. It's a podcast that resonates with both of y'all in your areas.
They do the kayak thing.
Oh yeah, they're straight kayak guys.
I really want to get into one again. And try and experience it a little more because I just had shitty experiences in a shitty ass kayak.
So you don't have to have a great kayak. You got to have a decent kayak, especially if you're a big boy. You got to have a decent kayak. And you need to, when you start off in it, you need to go with somebody that has been doing it. Somebody that can help you out because kayak fishing can aggravate the ever-loving fuck out of you. I mean,
that's putting it gently.
I'm good for that too. If you couldn't tell by the audio issues I was having earlier, I wasn't too fucking happy.
Yeah, your phone started working after you threw it against the wall. So he can't see shit on his screen right now, y'all, because it's cracked from him throwing against the wall. But his camera and audio work perfect.
So I'm actually looking into getting a better kayak. To try to get on some bigger water with a kayak because the little kayak I have right now, it's good for fishing my ponds at home. It's good for fishing little things, but I couldn't take it where there was a boat that has any kind of wake. I'm just gonna get flooded under.
And it was like an 11-foot Pelican or something like that, but it was only I felt like it was 12 inches wide.
And those are tough. Those are tough.
Yeah, it was not a pleasant 2 trips that I made, and I haven't done it since.
So, Christian, you are here right now because you'd listened to some podcasts before. At least when you contacted me, it had been towards the end of last year, and after Alex's going away party. You sent me a message and said, I'm going to take a page out of your book and ask you to be on. I said, hey, man, that sounds great. I'm going to throw you on the schedule. We got the working down. We got you on here. What is it about what you're doing in fishing, your Instagram, your social media? Like, what is it? How does that tie into you want to be on a podcast? Or how does your social media tie into what you're doing fishing? Like, what are you looking to get from those aspects?
I think what Paul's asking you is, what are your goals with your social media?
Why do you have to make it so simple, Tiffany?
Why you got to make it so complicated? That was like a 5-minute question.
I'm an articulate motherfucker. I mean, can you not see how beautiful I am?
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful question, Paul.
And he didn't understand shit until Tiffany said, "What the fuck are your goals?" That's why I brought you on here, to make shit simpler.
Yes.
It works out good in your favor for sure.
And look, she hit that shit quick too. I ain't even took a breath after my last word. She's like, "What Paul said is."
It's because I waited 5 minutes for you to finish.
Well, don't pick on me because I talk slow. That shit ain't nice.
It wasn't about the slowness. It was about the voluminous amount of words.
That was
voluminous. I'm just kidding. We ain't gotta do that shit because I can spell.
I can spell really good, so y'all.
Hey, Big Easy, answer.
All right,
Tiffany's
Christian, tell us about your social media.
This is fucking hilarious. But yeah, I haven't been in the Instagram thing very long. I just kind of jumped into it when I started fishing more, especially out of the boat. I want to get into the tournament game more and just kind of put myself out there. And that's, you see everybody now with their Instagram and their YouTube. It's just the only way to get out there and get your name to potential sponsors. So I just kind of started doing it, and a buddy of mine who fishes tournaments was on, as you would call them, Jugs and Bugs.
Who was that?
Charlie Saucier. He was on there a while back.
Yeah.
I listened to them one time, heard about the Hookset Hoodlums, got to looking at their stuff and loved it. And then I got to listening to y'all through them, and I figured I'd throw my name in the hat because, again, took a page out of your book and just said, hey, fuck, I'd like to co-host. I got a lot of shit to talk about. Might as well.
Which we are representing Hookset tonight.
All three of us.
Yep.
Hook set.
Is that how you do it, Paul?
Is that the
I don't know.
Is that the secret handshake?
I don't know if I can do all that. That was a lot of shit.
I only did that shit when Alex was here because I didn't have to worry about a fucking thing when Alex was co-hosting this motherfucker. But now since I got to co-host it, I can't. Oh shit! Matter of fact, let's rewind a minute. Welcome to Bass and Brews Podcast, your weekly distraction from high quality podcast content. All right, so now we can go back to the podcast. See, I've been forgetting.
Nothing like an intro 35 minutes in.
Look, y'all, Alex
36, 37, you doing good.
Yeah, look, Alex has got a script, y'all. He's got shit on point. Me,
yes.
Look, I be doing the intro halfway through the podcast because that shit's funny.
That's why you got to keep me on here every now and then. We run the same way. Like I said, fucking can't get my audio shit straight, whatever.
But that is, Tiffany brings up a good point. We're all Hookset Hoodlum members and pro staff, and the pro staff term right now is kind of overwatered, but the Hookset guys are much different. It is really a place you can go in and get feedback and talk to people and get some help. Yeah. And we're nationwide too. So if I'm going to fish in Louisiana, I can holler at a couple Hookset guys there, or Texas. We got quite a few Texas folks, Tiffany and Carlos. So I mean, it is really a good family. It's just a different vibe than your typical pro staff.
Yeah, and that offer is still open to all the Hookset guys, anybody. Girls, females, anglers, as you like to say.
That's Paul. Right. You've been listening.
If anybody's ever down in the New Orleans area, just hit me up. I'm in. I got a spot in the boat for anybody.
So Christian, I love food. I love authentic food.
Me too.
Tell us about the cuisine or the food. Are you cooking authentic food, or are you just cooking regular old food?
Me personally, I'm just cooking regular old food.
What the I'm
disappointed but his idea of regular old food may not be your idea of regular food, Paul.
Well, I mean, I can cook. I got a mama.
Like you make gumbo?
I got a mama.
And she lives like 4 minutes away from my house.
So
my wife and I never go hungry. Or fiance, I'm sorry.
Right, if y'all engage just close enough, can you cook squirrel perlo?
Absolutely not.
Oh Lord, you gumbo? Can you at least cook gumbo?
Oh yeah, I got that.
Okay,
I don't do it very often, but I can.
I've never eaten a squirrel in my life.
Are you serious?
We eat everything.
Tiffany, how you not eat a squirrel?
Because I never ate a squirrel.
Well, I mean, all right.
I've eaten lots of things, but not squirrel. I've eaten deer and quail and alligator and all kinds of things, but not squirrel.
Do you have something in your house that shoots a projectile? A bow, a crossbow, a gun, a BB gun?
Sure. I live in Texas.
Okay. I had to make sure.
Look. Of course, I own a gun. Of course, I have a slingshot with BBs.
All right. If you don't have a bird feeder,
I'm not killing and gutting a squirrel. No.
You're missing out on a delicacy.
They are delicious.
I'll trust you on this.
I'll tell you what.
Nutria?
No.
Well, no, because we ain't got
That's
them
a
down here.
rat.
But I'd eat the hell out of it. Yeah. Well, damn, what the hell's a squirrel, Tiffany?
They're like
it's
a
a
giant
little old
rat.
Yeah, all of
so
it.
Exactly.
Squirrel.
That's why I'm not eating rodents.
Oh,
it's a
shit.
fucking rat with a fluffy tail.
Hey,
True.
Have y'all ever ate beaver?
No. That's. I mean,
we do have
anything.
beaver out at our ranch. Like we see them.
That if you take a beaver and clean it, skin it out, all that good stuff, gut it, take out the glands and the legs, and you barbecue, you put that shit on a barbecue, and by barbecue I mean smoking it. It is one of the most delicious dark meat pulled meats you will ever eat. It is so good. Delicious.
I just have never like woke up and be like, you know what I really want today is some beaver. You know? I'm gonna leave that to your task.
Bro,
you asked me to fill in for Coley. I'm filling in for Coley.
You did. Coley right now would be snorting, and she'd be as red. I can't have anything as red as she would be right now.
I know, and I can say it with a straight face.
Bro, that was the.
All right. So
I'm
we'll get back on track now.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, Tiffany, I wanted to do this earlier and I completely forgot, so let's do it now. You've got some big sponsors that you're working with this year that are fairly new here in the last month or two. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so of course, I'm with Cast King, and this year I actually joined their pro team. So I moved from the brand ambassador side over to their pro team side. And Stanley Jigs was another really big one that I signed with. So really excited about that partnership. I had one other lure sponsor, Hawkeye Lures. They've sponsored me for the last year. And they are kind of a smaller mom and pop. It's actually a father and son who do these hand-tied jigs, really, really great products. But with Stanley Jigs, that kind of expanded, to a lot of other types of lures. They do soft plastics, they do spinner baits, they do, all kinds of stuff. So that was a big one for me. And I'm really excited to represent them. And they're a Texas-based company. So for me, that's a big deal.
Nice. That's awesome.
And then, of course, Hookset.
Hey-oh.
The Hookset.
Yeah. And with Hookset, I mean, it's not so much a sponsorship to me as it is being part of a team, being part of a family, having a network of people, to talk about fishing, to come on shows like this, to bullshit with you guys. And I like that. So
that was my favorite about it. You just meet people from all over. I mean, most of them guys are up north. I just thought it was a cool thing. They had their own shit going on. The one with what's his name? Ryan Nye was fucking hilarious.
Well, like Coley and Brandon, like those are two of my really good friends. They're awesome people. I mean, Coley's in the West Coast and we've never met, but I mean, we're like separated at birth, like.
Yeah.
But aren't y'all getting together this year? Didn't y'all have something planned this year?
Yeah, she's going to come down. She was hoping to come for spawn. I don't know if she's going to make it or not, but she'll probably come by May, and we're going to fish. So, which will be it may still be spawn. It'll be a little late here for that. Yeah. But
what's a spawn for y'all?
Ours usually starts. I actually, before that cold snap hit, I caught a bass off a bed like a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
but then that cold snap hit and it kind of drew them back. So I think starting, early March, we'll probably have a good spawn starting already.
Yeah, I got a lot of beds where I'm at, but they've been moved off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because we had, 2 cold fronts come through? I'm usually getting cold fronts right after you.
And that was the thing. Like, I kept seeing beds, but then there were no bass on them. So after the cold snap.
I threw it a couple. was it yesterday after work, I guess. And I didn't get anything coming around. I caught
And
two.
I actually, at one of my ponds, I went and looked, and where the bass beds were, there were bluegill already making beds on the bass bed.
No shit. The weather's been fucking crazy though.
Yeah, it's like today here, it was like 70 degrees. It was beautiful.
70 today, pretty much. Like I had a sweatshirt on when I went to work this morning, and then by the time 10 o'clock rolled around, I was sweating my ass off at work.
Yep, same here. Same here.
What's up, Paul?
Oh, nothing. I just had to go take a quick little tinkle break.
When does your spawn start?
We'll have the bigger fish in the shallower lake. So, like if you get down to South Carolina, Santee, for instance, it's a shallower lake. Those bigger fish will start to move up in February. That water temperature starts to hit 50 degrees and up. They'll start moving up to try to spawn. Our big spawn time is going to be like mid to end March and April. Obviously, weather dependent, cold fronts, all that good stuff. But
yeah,
once we start getting a little bit longer days, earlier mornings, longer afternoons, the temps are.
They pay more attention to that than they do the water temperature, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's a.
As long as it's not crazy with the water temperatures, I think like we've had fucking crazy wild temperatures. But
I worked on a fish hatchery my senior year of high school as a class. If that tells you how country I grew up.
Yeah, no shit.
My first two periods of my senior year of high school working on fish hatchery.
So all I can think of is like Napoleon Dynamite, and you're like out there drinking it.
Look, in high school, I was not nearly as cool as Napoleon Dynamite. If I was that cool, Lord. Oh Lord, it'd have been on, man. I'd had every woman in 100 square miles around me on there. But so a lot of it is that time of day. Now, water temperature plays a part because they understand how the eggs incubate and all that. But it's time of day is a big thing. A lot of people miss the aspect of the water levels. So when we were at the fish hatchery and we had the pond with all the females in it, that if it was warm, they would want to start spawning, so they start fanning beds. So when they start fanning beds, if we weren't ready for them to lay the eggs to do all the spawning and rear the brood, we dropped the water. They dropped the water like 3 to 5 feet. And so they dropped that water, and what would happen is the fish would obviously this is a little pond too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but they would all have to slide out. And so what that would do is I guess the best way to explain it is, and I ain't no fish biologist, y'all, so I'm going to explain this as country as I can explain it.
A biologist.
It would reset their clock onto what they needed to do. So when they would start fanning beds, we dropped the water and they would move out. And it would be like 3-5 days before they start fanning beds again.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a water level thing. When that water drops, those fish, they go into survival mode because they understand a lot more than we think they understand. But in bedding, yes, this time of day is a big part of when they start moving. Water temps mean a lot, but they also, I mean, let's be real. Your bigger fish are going to spawn deeper. Typically, they're going to spawn deeper than your average fish, and they're going to spawn earlier because they're getting the best spots. They're also getting the spots that aren't as easily preyed upon. You know, they're just better spots, and that's typically how it goes. It's not to say that you can't catch a 12-pounder at the end of spawn, but in general, because they all move in waves.
Yeah, and
they don't all come up.
Yeah,
and big fish don't get big from getting caught.
Right, they don't get big from getting eaten.
Yeah,
big fish can get caught all day long, but they don't get big from getting eaten from birds or alligators or other fish or.
Well, we from Louisiana, so our biggest thing is anglers.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
Everybody,
the bucket
keeps
warriors.
everything and eats everything down here.
So from the spawn, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot more that goes into fishing, but in general, ours are going to typically like that sweet spot where you can just wear their ass out because you got some in pre-spawn, some in spawn, and some in post-spawn. So you can hit all three stages, and that's when the anglers that beat the bank from a boat or a kayak really excel is during that time because the majority of fish in the lake are within that 5 to less foot of water, and they're more easily catchable. So
that's what
that's going to be that mid-March to end April time frame.
Yeah, we usually get them like in the ponds that I fish from the bank. I mean, that's end of January, beginning of February most of the time down here.
Yes,
yeah. And then as far as the inshore stuff, I mean, me and Tiffany were just talking while you were taking your tinkle break.
I got my headphones in so I can hear everything you're saying.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, but my microphone's here so you don't hear me go tinkle.
I got them on the beds now, but they've kind of moved off. And I don't really bed fish too much in my boat because the water's usually way too dirty down here to actually see a fish, even in like 6 inches of water. So hence why I go with the chatterbait most of the time. They'll bite a chatterbait when they're on a bed, especially if you drop it down in there.
Yeah, we have a few lakes here that are super, super crystal clear. And so it's really fun to bed fish because, I mean, you can literally see them all the way down.
Well, yeah, a lot of the ponds I fish are like 2 to 3 foot deep tops. And they're kind of drainage situations going out. Yeah. So they have really clear water, rainwater, shit like that. And I mean, Paul was talking about low water. It's so bad down here that most of the spots that I fish in the summertime are straight up dry right now. A lot of the bayous going back off the main canals and stuff, they're dry.
They're dry now?
Yeah. We're finally starting to get a little bit water back as we start getting those south winds coming in, because we've been getting the cold fronts coming down from the north, but we're starting to just get south winds coming in a little bit more. So we're getting a little bit of water back, but my shit's been dry.
So your rainy season is going to be, because my rainy season here in the Carolinas, the East Coast, the rainy season is going to be that November to February time frame. That's where we're going to typically get the most of our rain, minus hurricanes.
Yeah.
So is your rainy season going to be more in that late summer, fall time?
Yeah, we get most of our water usually comes up from the middle of summer, going through about the middle of fall, and then it starts dropping. And once
we're lucky if we get rain in the summer.
I mean, it's New Orleans.
Like, not even kidding.
It's New Orleans, so it rains like every other day.
Tiffany's being for real. We lucky we get some. We lucky if we get a dribble during the summer.
It'll be humid as hell, but we won't get any rain.
Well, that's the problem in the summer. It'll rain for like 15 minutes, and then it'll be 102 degrees outside,
and just sticky.
Humidity is like 137% down here.
So we don't have quite where he is, kind of, but yes, same thing here. You'll have a thunderstorm roll through, it'll rain, and then the sun pops out.
Oh yeah,
you're like,
it's nasty.
You're like, damn, a fish could live out. If I took this fish and threw it in the back of my boat when I got home, that bitch could still swim away.
Shit.
And that's
I'm being facetious, but yeah.
With the heat and with the cold. And I think that's what, like, a lot of people don't get. Like, they're like, oh, these Southerners complaining about it's cold and it's only 30 degrees out. But it's humid here. So when it's cold, that air is like ice. Like, it's not a dry cold like it is like in Alaska or wherever. Like it is bitter, icy, cold because you've got humidity in the air. Like it's just different. And we have no time to acclimate.
Yeah.
It's like 80 degrees one day and 20 degrees the next day.
I've got a good story about this. So, my first year of wildland firefighting, we're in South Carolina, and we had a couple guys from Minnesota come down. This is January in South Carolina, so not terribly cold, but we come in one day, and my buddy from Minnesota, we come into the bunkhouse, and it was one of these. It wasn't rainy, but it was overcast, very, very humid, very wet, and it was like 40 degrees. Nothing bad. And so we come in, and he's in his hoodie, and look, his name's Derek Odegaard. We called him Rotor Hard. Anyway, good buddy of mine, married a great friend of mine from McBee, South Carolina, Amanda. They have a wonderful family. But Rotor Hard is sitting in the bunkhouse like 2 weeks. He's been down here 2 weeks. He's sitting in the bunkhouse. He's a big boy. He's like, I don't know, 280, 6'3". And he's got his hoodie on. He's got his arms bundled up. I mean, he looks like a child. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? You just came from Minnesota. He goes, and this is going to be a terrible Minnesota accent. He goes, I don't know, man. It's just like my bones. They're just like my bones are cold. And so
that's how it gets.
It was 40 degrees, and it was just that wet cold that you couldn't get out of. It just it seeps into your soul.
I'm a diesel mechanic. So I work in a shop, but when you got the doors open and it's 32 degrees outside and the wind's blowing a little bit, it's fucking miserable.
Well, cheers to you. I grew up in a mechanic shop.
There we go.
Yeah. My daddy ran a shop for 40 years.
Nice.
I work at a dealership, so I got it made.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're like Kush. Those Kush dealership jobs.
Trust me, it's not that good.
No, my dad, he did general automotive stuff, but yeah, he was a master mechanic for over 40 years, ran his own shop.
I got the big shit that I just got finished changing the transmission in a Mack garbage truck, which was a blast, by the way. Garbage trucks are awesome, especially when you live in New Orleans.
There you go. Well, real quick, I want to holler out a Bass and Brews listener who makes baits, not for sale, just because he likes to make them. He pretty much makes them for himself. Sandman the Fisherman on the Instagram.
That's
that's a lot of M's, and Sandman the Fisherman on the Instagram.
Dr. Seuss.
But this, and it's gonna be hard to see. I'm gonna do it like Frankie would say. So this is like one of the best. Oh shit, wrong way. I'm just kidding. So it's hard to see. Maybe for y'all, it's not because I'm colorblind as fuck.
No, I can see it.
I can see
but
it.
this is the Bass and Brews fluke style bait. We got the blue, the reddish pink, and the yellow in here. I can't wait. I've been holding on to these things because I wanted to fish them to catch a fish before I holler at anything.
Did he just say blue? You really are.
You don't see that blue stripe? You don't see that blue stripe in there?
Oh, now I do.
Okay. Shut up.
Okay. I thought you were saying the yellow, the like chartreuse color was blue. I was like, damn, motherfucker, you really are colorblind.
Oh, those look good though. I like that tail.
Oh,
that does look nice.
There's a split tail in there too that I didn't pull out because I got these soaking in my power bait, my Maxent bag. I got these sitting in there, so I just grabbed it. But yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be great on the back of the spinner bait when I want to burn that spinner bait at the top of the water. This is going to make it rise up and be able to do that. I'm gonna.
Are they floating?
Shit, I don't know. Probably. I mean, they're pretty light, pretty buoyant. So
yeah.
It looks like they got a good tail on them.
He also sent me some Bass and Brews trick worms. They're more like Max trick worms, and they're hard to see in this bag, I know. But I've got these soaking in another buddy of mine, the bass juice.
So,
bass juice.
So being Hispanic, that looks like like we put like chili on our cucumbers with like chamoy. That's what it looks like. I'm just saying.
Look, let me tell you something about
it
this
looks like I would
juice.
eat that.
Well, I will tell you what, if you like garlic and the taste of fish, you would love this bass juice. I'm excited to see. I've been soaking. So these remind me of some floating worms back in the day. Like used to people like, and I still do, especially in the spring. Take a trick worm and put it do it Texas rig on like a 1/0 hook,
like weightless.
You weightless, and you can fish it. It fishes right there, top water almost. You fish it through grass. It's great, and it has a good action. So anyway, that's what I'm going to fish these at. But I've got it. I've got this soaking in the bass juice, which is another local buddy, and it also part of the Slay Nation with Frankie, the head cheese provolone for Slay Nation. But the bass juice, check it out. It's pretty good, cool stuff. He's a local guy. He's had some health problems here recently, and he's trying to get back to fishing, but he's still making his bass juice. Check him out. All right, Sam Man, the fisherman. I'm so excited about this shit right here. I haven't gotten to the big swim bait stuff. This is a damn 9-inch swim bait that he poured for me. This is an 11/0 tail spin.
Nice.
Or belly spin hook.
Underspin, yeah.
Underspin. Look, I fished it before. It's just too cold.
How much does that thing weigh?
You know what, you can slow roll that on the bottom. Like don't put it on an underspin, just put it on an underbelly hook and just slow roll it down the bottom.
I thought about that, but where I'm fishing, to hit the bottom, it'd be 20 to 25 feet where we're catching those fish.
Yeah.
It'd take way too fucking long. Because
I'm
it
like,
doesn't
sink. That's what you need to do.
I know. It doesn't sink fast enough. Look.
But Tiffany, that's why you need to get a belly weight.
This got a belly weight.
Yeah, but that's a little bitty.
But it's got the underspin. Like you just need like a belly weighted hook, and then you let it sink. And then you just slow roll that, and that'll get hammered.
Let me tell y'all something. I suck at winter fish. You know why? Because I'm an impatient motherfucker.
Yeah.
No shit.
I don't have time for my shit to hit the bottom. I don't have time to slow roll it. I suck at winter fishing. I can be sitting beside people catching fish all day long, and I want to do something different because I'm a hard-headed asshole. I'm going to learn one day. But when it start costing me money, I'll learn. Until then, I'm going to fish a spinnerbait the way I want to fish it in the middle of winter with 45-degree water temps. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to throw a tap bait regardless. So I don't really care.
But yeah.
And I'm gonna throw a Texas rig Senko.
There you go. But Sam Dan, the fisherman, he don't sell these. He just makes baits. But I'm awesomely grateful and super appreciative. He sent me this stuff for free. Thank you so much. I can't wait to catch some damn fish on them. I'm super grateful for it. Thank you. That's my plug for Sam Dan, the damn fisherman. And y'all go follow him at least, because he does post a lot of the baits that he makes. He posts pictures of them, and they're really nice. I mean, I know a lot of people making baits. But anyway, thanks, Sam. I really appreciate it, brother. You the man. All right. We're going to start wrapping this up here real close.
That's what I was about to say.
So let's start here. Christian, closing arguments. Because we're taking the Tiffany, since she's the attorney, closing arguments for Bass and Brews Fishing Podcast.
You put me on the spot here.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're our guest. I mean, hell yeah, put you on the spot. That's what our whole.
But what is he supposed to be arguing about?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got to give him a topic.
That it was awesome. I mean,
there we go. I love it.
I feel like that's all I got to say.
All right, Tiffany, well, let's start the shotgun round right here, right now. Tiffany is going to lead us off.
All right, Christian. So I know you've seen this podcast before.
Yep.
And so you may be familiar with some of these questions, but I need you to answer whatever comes to the top of your head first. Don't think about it. Give us an answer. So the first, very, very important question, and we'll see which team you're on. Crocs or flip-flops?
Crocs.
Oh!
Y'all are going to hate me, but I don't even own a pair of Crocs.
Oh,
just
fuck.
saying.
You know
I do have my nice little Sperry shoes that I showed you last time.
That's some of those.
No, hold on.
Those are my going out shoes when the old lady can't wear.
Hey, Christian, why Tiffany got the Oompa Loompa chair? I know, I've seen those before.
Oh,
they don't breathe.
Kind of look like Crocs.
They don't breathe though. Look,
what do you mean they don't breathe?
They don't breathe like this right here.
I mean, yeah.
They got holes. Look how much better that looks. It's like
I need functionality. If
I
need
old school Crocs, you got like the all-terrains. I got the fucking regular.
What are you talking about? These are neutered. They ain't even got the 4-wheel drive no more.
Anyway,
yeah.
I actually wear Tevas on the boat,
when you
so
put the
I don't
strap
wear Crocs or Sperry's.
Fucking kids never knew what I was talking about when I told them put that bitch in 4-wheel drive.
My dog thought that the 4-wheel drive wasn't gonna be useful, but his ass ain't hauling up 180-pound Hobie up the fucking ramp in the summertime with wet feet. And when your feet slide out your Crocs and everybody behind you is like, man, you need help pulling that kayak up the ramp. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't need your damn help. Go over there and chew some tobacco.
All right, next question. I think I already know the answer to this one without asking it.
Oh, shit.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes. I actually had pineapple on my pizza last night.
You surprised me. I thought it was going to be a hell no.
Hell, no. That's what I thought, Tiffany.
Yeah.
I had Hawaiian pizza last night from fucking Papa John's.
Look at that.
It's delicious.
Right after Coley's heart. All right.
I swear to God, I figured we were getting a fuck no.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's not a very Southern thing.
Look,
like most Southerners don't eat pineapple on their pizza.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Christian. I don't know you. I don't know you really good, but I know you. I don't think you real Louisianan. I don't think you're real. I think you're a fucking imposter.
Yeah.
You just came down there.
Like you should have been like, hell no, we want some crawfish on our pizza.
Exactly.
Well, that's different. I could make you a seafood pizza and it'd be
totally
different than
seafood pizza. Sounds delicious.
Hey, Christian, do you know stale cracker?
What you said?
Do you know
stale cracker?
Why the fuck did we bring you on this podcast? You don't know nobody famous except for me.
All right. Okay, on that note, we're moving on to the next one.
Tiffany, you're famous too.
Would you rather spend more on a rod or a reel?
Rod.
What's the most expensive rod you've got?
Well, I just bought a Dobbins Fred Banish rod, so that's what, $250.
Big money.
Was that a rude question? That might have been rude of me to ask. I probably should ask that. I'm like, how much have you spent?
Whoa, Tiffany, this is Bass and Brews. There ain't no such thing as a rude fucking question or a rude answer. He could have said, fuck you, and that would not have been rude. The question that you asked him was not rude because this is Bass and Brews.
Well,
I try to stay under like $150 most of the time.
So does your fiance know that you just bought a $389 rod?
Absolutely not. She doesn't have that. She does now, though.
No.
look, if your fiance listened to this podcast, she deserves to know at this point. Because if she made it, first of all, if she's listened to any previous podcasts all the way up to this one and made it this far, she is a baller.
She definitely has, because I kind of just put them on in the living room while she's sitting there and she don't have a fucking choice.
Oh shit.
All right. Next. In a 3-hour fishing session, which would you rather? 5 2-pound bass or 1 7-pound bass?
All right, this is the one that I cannot answer straight up.
No, you gotta choose one.
So there's one answer.
There's no in between.
All right,
there's no.
five,
well, if I was in this
twos.
situation,
Okay, 5 twos.
5 twos. Okay.
5 2.
Look. As my buddy Drew said when we started this with the Paddler's Playbook, he's like, "Oh Lord, did we need to answer? Can we go into?" Because Chris can't just answer questions. I had that podcast ending at like 1 hour and 35 minutes. When we started this round, Drew picked on Chris about his long, but Drew was the one hauling this shit off to 2 hours and 15 minutes.
My thing is, I just got into the tournament thing, and I'm still really getting used to it. So 3 hours is a different situation. I mean, if it's a night tournament, oh yeah, I'm gonna take 5 twos all day. But if I'm fishing all day, I take a 7 and then maybe catch them later.
I'll tell you, I would take a 7. No matter what the circumstance.
Yes.
If I could choose, I would take a 7.
So
even if it means me, 10 pounds versus 7 pounds, I would still take the 7.
Look, this is what it is. This is what it is. Tiffany said it exactly. Regardless, if I'm fishing, tournament, not tournament, catching a fucking 7-pounder is a big deal for the majority of people. Some of you people can catch a 7-pounder every time you go out. Not everybody. The majority of people, catching a 7-pounder is a PB. Catching a 7-pounder is a fish of a lifetime. Yeah. We ain't talking about tournament. It's just in general when you go fishing. Because if I go fishing and catch a fucking 7-pounder in a tournament, I'm gonna be happy that day. Even if that's the only fish I catch.
I mean, you see Randy Howell?
Happy. Yeah.
Catch that 12.
Holy shit.
Catch that 10-pounder. And then
after the 10-pounder.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, hashtag Louisiana.
And that 12-14 on a Texas rig Senko.
Yeah.
Was it really?
He gets in the boat. He's like, wow, this fish is really big. This is a big fish.
He was fishing a black and blue Texas rig Yamamoto Senko.
No shit.
Yep. Justified everything I ever lived for. Right in that moment.
That is like my favorite bait, the Texas rig.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that's
all right. Which brings us to our next question. Nice segue.
Oh, we got more? Okay.
Wacky rig or a Texas rig?
Texas rig.
Me too. He's a wacky dude. He's a wackadoodle.
Wacky rig seems way too slow for me. And I don't own it. I don't have a spinning rod on the boat.
I ain't wacky rigging a goddamn thing. That bitch is getting Nico rigged. These are Alex's questions.
All right. I guess we could change it to wacky Texas or Nico rigged. Anyways, next question. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know what your answer is this, but the pineapple thing threw me now. Slow jams or hype music?
Hype music.
All right.
Yeah.
Does anybody say slow jams?
Oh, has anyone ever answered slow jams?
By this time in the podcast, I have drank so much. I give them a hard time by every question, but I can't remember what the fuck they said. But I do know we've had quite a few people say slow jams.
Yeah. Gotta go hype.
Yeah. I mean,
look, I want to tear some shit up. I want to fuck something or someone up.
Good thing you added that up
on the way there.
That. All right, your turn, Paul.
Oh shit, it's me. All right. Now, I think I know, as Tiffany said, I think I know the answer to this question. but I might be surprised. Are you eating largemouth bass?
Absolutely. Only certain ones.
Well,
do you eat anything over 3 pounds?
No, absolutely not.
Oh hell no! I ain't keeping that 14 inches.
I don't keep anything over 2 pounds.
As a pond fisherman, I see it happen all the time. I see people taking big old bass out of my pond.
I live in Louisiana. People keep everything down here.
Look, if it's alive,
everything.
Beavers.
Hey, just to clarify, she means the beavers that swim in the water.
Yeah, the ones that make dams.
Yeah.
The ones that
those damn beavers.
Those damn beaver builders.
No, I'll eat like 10 to 12, 13 inches.
Yeah.
I'll eat those.
My
those are the ones
14.
that taste good.
My limit's 14. I'll keep eating if I want to catch a mess of fish or a legal limit. I'm not keeping anything over 14.
Yeah.
It's just.
How many can y'all keep?
Well, on public waters is 5 here.
Mm.
But on private waters,
5 and ours have to be 14 to keep them.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what our krill limit is, but on private waters, you can keep whatever the fuck you want, and as long as you don't get caught, you can keep whatever the fuck you want too. So,
that's the problem in fucking Louisiana. Everybody thinks if you don't get caught, you can keep whatever the fuck you want.
But it's also Louisiana, so if it's breathing, then
if it's edible. Breathing, fucking eat it, kill it, and eat it. But no, we're supposed to keep 10 any size.
Wow.
Per person. So I usually got somebody else on my boat.
So that tells you how many bass y'all have. That's a lot.
There's a fuck ton of 10 to 12 inches everywhere.
There's been a study done. I cannot name it off the top of my head, whatever. There's a study done about keeping fish versus throwing fish back. And the ponds where they kept the fish and pulled them out and ate them or whatever, they pulled them out of that livelihood. Those fish were easier to catch than the ponds where they caught and released. Well, and the size of the fish and the growth and all that, like, the size in general did not change, but the behavior of the fish changed.
Well, and I mean, there is a lot to pond management, and I mean,
yes. Pond management, we could talk about that shit all day.
And culling out 100%. Fish so the big ones grow bigger and all of that,
And that's what I try to do. I mean, even though I got the whole fucking delta, it's not like me keeping a couple fish is going to make a difference. But I feel like if you keep those smaller fish that are in that, growing stage, you weed out those fish right there, and you don't take the big ones that are still making babies. Or the big ones that have that potential to get big.
Well, and those little like feisty ones, they're eating everything. They're just attacking anything that's in front of them. And so those bigger ones, it gives them more food if you cull out a few of those smaller ones.
We're just starting to get really big fish down here in the delta itself. Like, we've never had, like, if you go back and look at the tournaments, which there haven't been a lot down here lately because of the whole people getting shot at thing.
Yeah, the water rights situation that's going on down there.
Yeah,
that's going to keep professional fishing coming down. Y'all gonna y'all gonna miss out on some money from pro fishing down there.
Don't get me fucking started on that.
That's a whole different podcast. The same thing as pond management. I want to have a podcast that I'm looking for people because that's a huge topic to talk about.
And I'm a huge supporter of the other way. Put it that way. Like, it's some bullshit. But we're finally starting to get big fish in the marsh. Because if people do what they're supposed to do, we're going to get bigger fish. And the more people put back that 3-pounder or that 4-pounder that they catch in the marsh
and keep the 12-incher,
the more we're gonna get that occasional 7 or that 8 that has been caught where I fish.
I'll tell you right now, like Texas, It's on fire. I mean, Texas has done a really great job of growing big bass, and it is kind of insane over the last 2-3 years, looking at the bass that are pulled out, like not just during spawn, not just during really pre-spawn,
the
but
whole
like
gambit
through winter, through fall, through summer. Like, I mean, people are pulling 15-pounders, 14-pounders left and right, and I mean, it's
that's
just
what we
insane
need down here. Just like I feel like they just had a big deal with the speckled trout limit. As a former guide, my dad will probably kill me because he's in the other room. But I feel like the 25 fish limit.
This would be the greatest thing ever on Bass and Bruce podcast if your dad started throwing shit at you right now.
his dad marches in.
It came and like cold cocked him flying through the air in the face with an elbow and beat his ass. This would be the greatest shit ever. I swear to you. Oh my God! Please, Mama said, Dad, please come whoop your son's ass.
No,
all right, Paul.
We got one question left.
Last
we got
question.
one question left.
All right,
one question left. This is the most important question of the Bass and Brews podcast ever. Out of everything we've talked about, fuck your life story, fuck eating beaver. This is the most important question, and beaver could be a part of this answer.
Oh, fuck.
As anglers, we love sandwiches. Fat, skinny, everybody that fishes likes to take a sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Oh, shit. Number 1, which I'm sure is far off everyone else's list, is tuna fish. Number 2 would probably be roast beef.
Okay.
And I guess number 3, I'd go with ham. Ham and turkey would be a close tie on that 3rd place, but I go with ham first. Tuna fish, I'm sure it throws everybody off, but I fucking love tuna.
Mine was egg salad, so it's along the same tuna fish lines.
Tuna salad.
Yeah.
Shit.
So both of those are we don't hear those a lot. And I can't remember everything. Like somebody said steak or something. Then somebody sent me a mad message that they said steak when I said, oh, that's the first time we've had it. So I don't know if tuna fish is the first time we've had it, but that is a good answer that I don't remember. But I also don't remember shit from like 5 minutes ago. So we're going to leave it at that. But yeah, those are good. Safe. You didn't say cheese. And you didn't say fucking spinach. So
you were supposed to let that go.
Proteins.
You were supposed to let that go.
I didn't say his name this time.
Let it go.
I didn't call him out. Let it go.
We're not talking about it anymore.
Let it go.
Oh, my daughter's going to watch this and go fucking nuts.
When I do turn into a Disney princess, it is Elsa.
Thank you. My daughter's going to have
frozen as shit.
So when you turn into a Disney princess, you turn into the baddest bitch in the room.
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Oh, shit.
Everybody's leaving. Like, well, no, we're out. Tiffany has
all right, look, we're
Elsa.
at 124.
So that's pretty good.
Sponsors.
Christian, thank you, Tiffany. Oh my God, thank you, Christian. Sponsors. Anybody you want to shout out? I don't care if they sponsor you, whatever. Just this is your time to shout out to the tens of 20s of -5s of people listening to this podcast of who you want to promote.
Well, my fiance, my kids, they let me do what I do. And then my mom and my dad, they gave me this room to shoot the podcast because I ain't got no extra fucking bedrooms in my house. And then Hookset Hoodlums and Stretching Lines. That's all I got.
Stretching Lines, baby. I got you. Tiffany,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Y'all gonna have to get on that shit. Damien makes some good shit, man. They last a long time. That's all I can say. And it ain't no Z-Man shit where it's hard to put on a hook.
Yeah, I like that. Tiffany, he was on a few episodes ago, and he's part of Hookset Hoodlums. If y'all aren't connected, we need to connect you because
I'll have to look into that.
Get you some of them Senkos since you like them.
Yeah, especially the stick baits. He's got some.
Yeah.
Anyway,
does he send them? Right. Okay. So, give a shout out to my sponsors. I've got Cast King, Stanley Jigs, like I mentioned, Hawkeye Lures. I also have Wind Rider, which if you need any kind of cold gear or like sun shirts and that kind of really cool gear, Wind Rider, check them out. In addition to that, my Hookset family. Love you guys. And that's all I got tonight. Oh, I got to shout out my cool kids. Miss Cupcake Coley. Hopefully I channeled my inner
Spirit Fingers.
My inner Coley tonight.
You were all over Paul's ass, so that worked out pretty good.
Yeah. But
keeping it in line.
Shout out to my people and kept it real tonight.
Yeah, she also had a great Coley experience by saying she ain't never woke up in the morning and wanted to eat some beaver.
Hey, it just hasn't happened. I'm not saying it will never happen. I'm saying today it just never happened.
Tiffany, where can folks find you on the social media that you wanted to follow you?
Everybody can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, on Texas Bass Babe. It's all the same. Texas Bass Babe.
Christian, what and where can we find you on social media?
Big Easy Bass, and go check it out.
All right. Thank y'all. I hope you stayed to the end. This was some really good stuff. Hookset Hoodlums. Heels, HELS 10. Get your code. Anybody else that you've heard of on this podcast, go check them out. Great people. Thank you for listening. We'll holler at you on the next episode that'll be dropping. Give us a 5-star review on the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. We really appreciate it. I don't know if that shit makes a difference or not. And like and subscribe and ring that fucking bell on YouTube. Apparently, you're supposed to say that stuff. I don't give a shit if you do it or not. But anyway, thank you for being here if you're at this point. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.